Gaming has changed a lot since I was younger. A lot of games that you get now are all digital. There's no physical copies, whereas back then you would go and you'd buy either a cartridge or a CD, or in my case I would go to the local video store and rent games on the weekends because you got them for 2 days. And there are both pros and cons to digital versus physical gaming. With digital gaming you don't have to worry about your cartridge or your disc getting scratched or messed up or the battery dying, but at the same time you don't have that feeling of actually like getting the cartridge and putting it in, collecting a variety of games. We're not talking about emulation and piracy and things like that, because obviously you can get thousands upon thousands of any game that you want for free. I'm talking about games you can get legitimately by paying for them, or in some cases not paying for them when they're just given to you for free. In today's market there are so many games and so many free games that you can get, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So I was going through my mini systems and the games that I have on my PC, and I realized that I have so many games I will never be able to play them all in this lifetime, or at least I won't be able to finish all of them. There are so many games available to people now, even on the mini systems alone. 20 on the PlayStation Classic, 21 on the SNES Classic, 30 on the NES Classic. You've got 34 on the Data East Classic, 40 on the Neo Geo Mini, 42 on the Sega Genesis Mini, and 64 on the Commodore 64 Mini. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. That's a ton of games. If I did my math right, that comes out to 251 different games. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I had nowhere near that amount. I had maybe 10 on my NES and about the same on my Super Nintendo. Maybe a little bit more on the PS1 and PS2 because that's when I started working and actually buying my own games. But 251 games. I will never finish all these games. I don't have that kind of time. I'm not that kind of gamer anymore. But it's just insane to me that we have access to so many. When I was a kid, I was renting games every weekend, and now just on one of these consoles you have enough that'll last you, it could be a whole year. And these are insanely cheap compared to back when I was a kid, when one Nintendo game was $50. When the NES Classic came out, it was $60 for 30 games. So you definitely can't argue the price of this digital media. But what really got my attention were all the games that I got for free on my PC. There's so many, and these were like AAA titles when they came out, or extremely popular indie games just given to people. Let's start off with Steam. That seems to be the most popular platform. It's been around for the longest time. They literally have a section here dedicated just for free-to-play games. Now, I don't know what all these games are, but there's a ton of them. Every page just has, how many do we have? Each page has about 15 games, and there's 6 pages. Well, how many's on the last page? 1 on the last page, so 15 times 5, what is that? 75 plus 1 here on the last page. 75 free games. All you have to do is download Steam and you have 75 more games available to you. And a lot of these are indie games, which is good for old school gamers because those indie developers get a lot of inspiration from the older style games. They use a lot of pixel art and a lot of old style gameplay. Like, how about this one? This is called Get Good or Get Wrecked. Never heard of this game before, but look, it's a shooter game done in the old school style for free. They're giving you this game for free. You don't have to pay anything for it at all. It looks pretty polished. It's got nice visuals. The graphics are very clear. These are the games I currently have in my Steam library. We have the Cat in the Box. I actually did a couple of videos on this. It's not free. I think it's only a few dollars, but it is so worth the $3. Everything about it is so cool. More than a lot of the games that I paid $50+ for when I was younger. We got Destiny 2, which just came out. You got Emily is Away, which this was kind of an impulse download. I think I saw Markiplier playing it one day and it reminded me of the old days when we used to use Instant Messenger. And then Warframe. Destiny 2 and Warframe were recommended to me from the Games Done Quick Discord server, a couple guys on there. And they turned out to be really fun games. Fully fleshed out games, hours of gameplay that you can just download and play. Then we have the Epic Game Store, who give you a free game or two every single week. This is my library of games from Epic Store. You can see here, I downloaded the Epic Store so I can play Dauntless, which is, again, a free-to-play, awesome multiplayer game. I haven't spent any money in the Epic Store. Everything I have here, I've gotten completely free. So there's Dauntless, Layers of Fear, Soma, Costume Quest, Unreal Tournament. I guess they kind of remade Unreal Tournament. The Cycle, Cube 2, Diesel Brothers. I actually got this for my son. It's something where you build a truck or something. He'll like it. Canarium, Auto Chess, Celeste, Fortnite, Nuclear Throne, and Ruiner. 14 games, 14 more games full of content completely free digital downloads. That's still not my biggest digital collection yet. Did you know you get free games with Twitch Prime? Now yes, you have to pay to get Twitch Prime, but I didn't pay for it. I got Amazon Prime and I've been getting that for years and didn't actually connect my Twitch Prime account to it till like maybe a couple years ago. So technically I'm paying for Amazon Prime and I'm getting Twitch Prime for free. Everything I get with Twitch is technically free to me because I would already have Amazon Prime. Following? So yes, you have to pay for the service. I think it's like $110 a year or something like that. That's the price of 2 games when I was younger, or technically 2 brand new releases now. So let's take a look at all the games I've gotten for free with Twitch Prime. Oh, jeez. Okay. Alright. Were you able to count all those? 138 games. Twitch gives you 5 free games a month. And most of these are going to be indie games, but they do mix in other titles as well. Like one month they had a Neo Geo collection with Baseball Stars 2, here's Metal Slug 2 and 3, Samurai Showdown 2, The Last Blade, and Twinkle Star Sprites. There's some big name indie games too, like Broforce, Hotline Miami 1 and 2, Super Hot, The Messenger. How about Yooka-Laylee? This game had a ton of hype around it. If you don't know about this game, it's from the original creators of the Banjo-Kazooie franchise. They left Rare and they wanted to make more games of that fashion, but those games weren't really at their prime anymore, but they knew that fans wanted more, so they made this game, Yooka-Laylee. How about some of the more popular titles? Brutal Legend, Darksiders 1 and 2. If you haven't played the Darksiders series, you really need to. How about the Devil May Cry HD collection? Psychonauts, that was a fun game. How about the Wizardry series? You got 6, 7, and 8 right here. Some of the favorite games I've gotten from this are the older PC games that have been remastered, such as Day of the Tentacle, Sanitarium. And you have both System Shock games, the Enhanced Edition and System Shock 2. So many free games that are just given away that would have cost us thousands and thousands of dollars growing up. And there is zero chance I'll be able to finish all of these. It really says something about the state of gaming today, both good and bad. You know, back in the day, when you had to buy physical copies of games, you wouldn't be able to pay for so many, but you would play the games that you had. Whereas today, you're literally given hundreds and thousands of games, but you'll never be able to play all of them. Unless, you know, you're the type of person that really dedicates all their time to playing games, and maybe. So let me know in the comments what you think. Are there too many games available to gamers now? Do you miss the days where you actually had to save money and only get 1 or 2 games, you know, maybe every few months? Or do you love the new digital age of gaming that we have now, where we have all these games available to us, especially multiplayer games? Do you think that the way that multiplayer gaming has been moved to sitting in front of a screen instead of having somebody sitting next to you on the couch? Or do you think this way is better now that we're older? We don't always have our best friends sitting next to us or siblings sitting next to us on the couch to play these games together. And that's all I have for you guys today. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. This is the part of the video where I thank those users who support the channel through YouTube memberships and Patreon. Eric Cologne, Jordy Alex, William Wind, Mike Muniz, Sam Torres, Dor, Red, Yaroslav Orudzov, Chuck Leah, Den Cardoso, Andre G, and Batman.